Where do you get your supplies from? And where do you get your supplies from? This is Suburban Prepper. I want to talk about resupply today for your prepper stocks, right? Where do you go? I mean, the obvious answer, you go to the hardware store, right? Where they sell food in bulk, or Costco where they sell, hell, everything in bulk. Thanks for watching. This is survival. This is resilience. This is Suburban Prepper. No, but seriously, where do you go shopping at? Dollar Tree, dollar store, your local hardware store? Because you could spend hours in Home Depot or Lowe's or Menards. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, shoot. Have an allergen. Made me sneeze. 175 EMI. I wonder what that stands for. First 75th Rangers EMI? Or is just a routine or obscure license plate? I don't know. So good morning again. Back to reality here. Or are you a online prepper where you buy all your supplies online? Or a mixture of all three of them? Or, like some preppers, including myself, do you go to secondhand stores where you can find some obscure items that just fit that niche of what you need or what you think you need? Or is the harsh reality that you're just, when you're just obtaining stuff just to have it and you don't really have any use for it? Or maybe all of the above. The problem with the big superstores, spend hours there and spend literally hundreds of dollars on supplies rather quickly. The problem with the secondhand stores is you don't know if the electronics work, or are they reliable? Taking a look here, I don't want to get hit by a car. People here don't realize that it slows anyway. So what is it? Where do you like to go shopping at for your prepper supplies? Or is it a mix? I generally avoid the big three stores. Why? Because there's just too much. I prefer my local hardware stores. I'm not a contractor when it comes to housing or construction. I don't have the need for all those tools. So I stick with my, at the most, my hardware stores. We got two of them in town. And they prepare for what I need, more than what I would need. I'm not a big tool guy anyway. I have the essentials, but I think it's necessary for my survival. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not an electrician. I'm not a plumber. I don't work at a construction site. I don't do HVAC repair. So why would I need all these equipment that I don't even know how to use? I don't want to hoard stuff and have gear that I just absolutely will never use. The exception being the skill that I want to learn, that I think every prepper should learn, is welding. I think that I have a 110 where you can plug it into a regular outlet welder system that I got to learn how to use. And it's obviously it's for home use. It's not for construction or anything desperate. So That's that. And I would only use that outside where I'm doing some work. I would never do it in my, well, never would do it in my basement. I would never do it in my garage because of the heat. I would do it outside, probably my backyard. The dogs are in the inside, nobody else outside because of the sparks and all that and the heat. Just the weld stuff. Yeah, that's what I would do. So this morning I woke up at 3:30. Understand I went to bed early, 8:30, and I just couldn't go back to sleep. Woke up, and I finally finished my video about how to get pool water drinkable, or as Jeopardy fans like to call it, potent potables. And I completed it. And I just posted it on the YouTube for everybody to watch. And I've noticed when I ask for the questions and ask, does it involve any pew-pew stuff? They don't like pew-pew stuff on YouTube, apparently. Because you can't monetize it then. So that's why I have all my pew-pew stuff on my membership side of my website or my YouTube channel. And that's okay. It's public access. It's a private company. They can hold whatever standard they want. So be it. I'm just doing my morning stream, seeing how everybody's doing today. For some reason, I'm camera shy right now. I don't know why. Maybe because I've been up for hours. 5 hours almost. Oh, what a day. So it's 7:20 today. Next is the last week of August. I'm going to do some updates. The garden's going well. The tomatoes are getting bigger. Here's the trick with tomatoes. You pull them when they're still green and let them turn red, and you'll grow more tomatoes. A lot of people don't believe that, but it's true. The trick with my lima beans and my pinto beans is you let them stay on the stalk till they get dry and hard, and then you take them down. Checking the beanstalk right there, folks. 1, 2, 3, wham bam. I'm not going to know the report on my ginger until later on, close to winter, how they came out, and I'll report that to you. That's my test fruit or my test plant this year. Okay. I still have some cantaloupe growing, a couple of them, and what I'm doing with the cantaloupe this year is what I cut up a couple days ago. I freeze dried, saved it, and one way I picked some lima beans and some pinto beans just to see how they are at different stages. But to dry them out, I put them in my freeze dryer and I stored them. So they're freeze dried. They're done. Don't know if I should have done that. I mean, I'm not going to use those lima beans to plant more beans in the future. So be it. It's not like freeze drying isn't radioactive or something. I need to start posting some more freeze dry videos. Freeze drying meat and potatoes. Oh yeah, harvested all my purple potatoes. Okay, if you watched some of my original videos earlier this year, you know I planted purple potatoes because my wife said so. And I'm very disappointed in the output. Very small potatoes. I hope they're tasty because they're not big. I should have just, next year I'm going to plant the russet potatoes, the ones that get big. Oh, this guy is going to let me in or not? Go blink yourself, dude. Oh, you want to start some shit? He just gave me the middle finger. There are some rude people around here, folks. Turning because I'm going to be turning up here soon. Anyway, next year will be regular potatoes, and I'll probably plant a lot more than I have in the past, depending on where we plant them at. Oddball. A couple of my carrot seeds got into the ground where I keep all the rock in my garden soil area. My garden area where it's, you know, I have rock there. Look at the videos. A couple of carrot seeds have gone into the ground and grown and permeated themselves. And that just gave me an idea. Why don't I try that next spring? I'll just plant a bunch of carrots in the rocks, poke little holes, and see what the hell happens. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, we do get weeds that pop up through the rocks. We've got to pull them. So why couldn't we plant carrots the same way, deliberately? They're such a small seed, too. I'm just paying attention to where I'm driving. These people around here. Crazy. So it's Thursday. Typically on Thursdays at the job, okay? I have some admin time in the afternoon to do paperwork. Review labs, review x-rays, type up stuff. But for some reason, that's time that I'm supposed to have. But for some reason, the powers that be have not blocked those hours, and people from that can schedule appointments, they're scheduling them into my schedule. Now, when I'm seeing patients, there's no time for anything else, okay? I don't have interns or anything like that. It's me by myself. And there's a review process. You have to review every lab, and you have to sign it. I mean, it takes time. I can't just scan out the lab for 30 seconds and, yeah, okay. Which you do, and you already know what you're going to do with the patient. Now we're talking medical here. So I'm working on my Amazon influencer storefront. Of course, the name's going to be Suburban Prepper, and I have yet to link it to my YouTube or my, what's my other thing called, website, because I want it to be complete. And it's so easy to do it because it's all the gear that I'm recommending I've purchased, with the exception of being a couple of night vision goggles. I have the night vision goggles that I have, but they have, and they're 8 years old now, 6 years old. They're still good, but they have a little bit better ones, all Gen 3. So that's what I would recommend. Doesn't mean I'm going to go out and buy a $10,000 pair of NVGs to say I have it and you should buy it too. I know it's good quality, if you should choose. And companies that I've worked with. That's my opinion. One thing that I'm adding to that is naturopathics, Ayurvedic herbs that I studied, that I'm listing on my influencer storefront. I've done videos on all these naturopathics. What I should do is include them in the description of the product. You could do that somehow. I got to learn how to do it. So that's how I'm going to do that. And of course, my biggest focus has been on the medical stuff. And I'm still working on getting more medical equipment that I recommend that I own. I like to wave like Forrest Gump to other Jeep people because I'm cool and I'm a Jeepster. Like, case in point, I got a Sked litter, Skedco, made by Skedco litter. They sell them on Amazon. So I'm going to recommend that. But I also would recommend the off-brand, okay, because it's just as good. It doesn't have the same name, but if you look at it, it's just as good. So I make that recommendation too. There isn't going to be anything too controversial on my page. What else? They don't have anything too controversial on Amazon anyway. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. I've seen where other preppers have their Amazon influencer storefront and the way they do it. The way I'm breaking it down, as it were, in the medical is airway, breathing, bleeding, airway, chest trauma, bleeding, and so forth. Supplies, suturing, and so forth. So I don't know what I'm going to call it for the category of litters and equipment that you carry patients. Come up with a nice word, I guess. Maybe it should be just litters and stretchers, because that's basically what they're. But the ones that I recommend, of course, we've talked about the Skedco. If I could find a good military-like litter on Amazon, I would recommend it. But I really haven't. We're talking the ones that we use on our on our helicopters. We throw them on. They fit the length of the helicopter. Throw them off. Then you get a new litter from the people that you're taking the litter from. So you just do a direct litter exchange and pray that that litter is not ripped or something, that they gave you a piece of crap litter. Same. Who knows? I remember one time, I'm just going to share a quick story, okay? Patient. How do I word this? It was just training. And patient was in a Skedco. And they brought him to us to work on. okay? And pretend world. It wasn't real. It's a training event. And the medics were saying, well, hey, can we exchange our Skedco for yours? And I'm like, no, I don't want your piece of shit Skedco. Get them out of it. They thought they were going to do a direct exchange with me for their Skedco. Like, I don't know if there have other parts to it or not. Can you believe that? Well, that's how we usually do it. Well, that's how I end up with a piece of shit that I have to end up paying for because all the parts are missing. So no, I wouldn't do that. It's not like it's a litter where you can just trade it one for one. If it's just training, you get the patient out of the Skedco, then we'll just go from there. Those Skedcos are a couple $100. Back in the day, they were even more. Hello, how you doing? So, but listen, folks, here's the reason why I get that way. When I was in Afghanistan one time on a inventory before we deployed, there was some gear missing that I ended up having to pay $2,000 for from the Army. And hell, I don't know what happened to that gear. I wish I had it. And okay, well, if I had it on me, I had it on me and I lost it. But I haven't even had it on me. So I paid, someone took some medical gear out of a our Connex, which I didn't even have keys to the Connex. Another deploying unit took it, and they made me pay for it. I didn't have a choice. I tried to argue it. My first sergeant said, well, just bring a medic bag and say, well, this is it right here. That's not going to fly. Anyone that does a quick inventory isn't going to look at a bag and say, yeah, that's a medical chest set. It cost me $2,000. And the thing is, I was in Afghanistan deployed. Understand that I have a civilian career. At the time, I was a registered nurse, making a lot more than I did as an E5 NCO medic. Even though that was tax-free, my income was way more than that. So I've already losing money. And the supply people from the States had the nerve to call me in Afghanistan and talk to me on the phone. How do you want to settle this? I said, oh, I didn't cuss at them, okay? Because they're just, it's not their fault. I was like, just take it out of my check. I don't care. Just take it all out at once. If I lose my house, I lose my house. I was so pissed off. Lesson learned? I don't know that there's a lesson learned. Don't be in charge of medical supplies, I guess. And I don't know if another medic in the section took the shit as their own, oh, okay, and never turned it back in. Me not having to account, I have no idea. So that's what I feel like that. That's why, hell, and the incident that I discussed about the Skedco was after that, in 2000, sometime after Afghanistan. Like, I'm going to be responsible for your shitty Skedco that I'm going to have to order parts for, and I get assessed for the loss of those parts because they're durable medical equipment. So yeah, they effed me over. And I bear responsibility. I effed myself over. Oh, and I didn't even get to enjoy it. Thank you, me. But it makes a good story now. Anyway, thinking about my next video that I'm going to make and how I'm going to word it. Well, I've got the script already written out. I'm going to post it. I want to get some B-roll footage and do my live posting and reading it. And I'm finding when I wake up at 3:30 in the morning take my shower, go downstairs, let the puppies out, make sure they come back in. I don't want a hawk to get them. I could do my live reads, and I just use the same phone, add it to the B-roll, and there you go. Got a video. It's a lot more complicated than that. I've made a lot of mistakes making videos before. I don't know if I'll ever perfect it, but I try to make good YouTube videos. I use AI in some places. I use me in other places. It's hard to get some B-roll. Luckily, I got my own combat footage that I can use as my B-roll. Now, B-roll is just the stuff you watch when someone's talking. And one of my apps has the ability to subtitle. And I don't know if I should subtitle or not in my videos. Is it too distracting? One person accused me of being, I deleted the comment. It was racially and religiously insensitive to people that from the Middle East. And I don't tolerate that kind of crap. Racially and religiously insensitive. And it's sad that people think like that. It's just so sad that they would be so sad that they would post a comment degrading other people for their religion. You're entitled to what you believe. I don't really give 2 hoots. But anyway, my next video, there's gonna be some humor in it, the way I make it, because I have to do the voices of my neighbors. And the one neighbor I really don't like, help me. You'll see the video. It's going to be good. I've got the script written out. I've practiced it. The great thing about when you make a video is you can edit the parts you mess up out. Like this morning, I did my video, and the only part that I had to edit was when you get started, you push the record button, and you take a deep breath, and you start talking. I delete that pause part of me starting to talk, and I just start talking. It's dead air is what they say kills a video. Oh, you know me, talky. If you watch these live streams, I have a little drink here of my ginger. I think it's Gilligan's Island and stripper names from strip clubs. Okay, now it's basically, I'm growing ginger in my backyard. It's a plant, but there's some strippers that, that's not their real name. I know that, but they go by Ginger. Oh, because they have like red hair, or they dye their hair red, and I guess ginger is, I don't know. I don't get the connotation between ginger and being a redhead. The cultural reference, I don't understand. Maybe I'm culturally inept. But here, this has nothing to do with prepping. It has something to do with just understanding, or people misunderstanding names. The Disney movie Bambi. Okay? Now, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's sad and happy at the same time. But Bambi was not a girl. That deer was a boy deer. Why do strippers name them, give their code name or their stripper name Bambi? Can anybody explain that to me? It's like, to me, it's like in 20 years from now, whatever, stripper is going to call herself Tyrone. If they made a movie about a cute animal and his name was Tyrone and people thought it was a female animal, the cultural, because Tyrone's a male name. It sounds male. But 20 years from now, 30 years from now, there could be a stripper at the strip club dancing, whatever. Or it could be AI in the future. Hell, who knows, or a robot. And she decides to name, or it decides to name itself Tyrone. And I don't get it. So if you're going to pick a stripper name, don't pick one that's a boy. Bambi is, in Italian, it's Bambino or Bambina, right? For people that are Italian. But Bambi was a boy. I don't know. Leave a comment. Nobody leaves comments on my YouTubes. I don't know where they say there's comments that people leave, but I can't find them anywhere on my channel. Leave a comment about the weirdest stripper name that you ever. Don't be obscene, please. Okay, be respectful. But leave a comment about the weirdest stripper name you've encountered. Just leave it at that. And I guess there are male strippers too, okay? And I guess you know, like Feminina. I'm a male stripper named Feminina. Or Gail. I don't know. Whatever. Gail, I guess, could be a boy name or a girl name. Gale Force Winds. Hoo hoo hoo. Anyway, let me digress. I had 2 cups of coffee this morning. 1, to wake me up. 2, to get the mojo flowing. And I had to get that mojo flowing, folks. Had to get it flowing. It's 7:44. This is Suburban Prepper. Huh. So I will say that my channel has taken off. I don't know how many subs I have now. I'm hoping I can go past 10,000 this weekend, or by the end of the month, I should say. That would be awesome. I just need to make good videos related to prepper content. My niche is prepper content. And there's a broad spectrum. And like I say, the thing that YouTube doesn't like are pew-pew videos. And I love to make pew-pew videos. And I think I make rather good pew-pew videos. I put a lot of effort into having the camera show where the pew-pew hits the target. And I'm not a artiste, okay? I'm just a regular guy. So those are going to have to be in my membership-only side of my channel. If you want to subscribe to it, go ahead. If not, I understand. Going over this big bump. It's where they connect choo-choo trains together, you know, for the railroad. The big bump. And I hate going over that bump at speed because it's like, I feel like my transmission or something in this truck is going to fall out. Plunk. You know, the wheels on the bus Jeep go round and round. Anybody else feel like this before they go into work? An impending sense of doom. Like you're going into a firefight. You've got that gut feeling. Every day I go to work, I have this impending sense of doom in the gut of my stomach about how the day's going to be. Because I think it's going to be the worst day ever. And I don't know. It's usually not the worst day ever. Sometimes it's a good day. So if I And that feeling that I get of impending doom, does anybody ever get that at work? Or am I just being too emotional? Or my panties get twisted around and around and it makes me feel like that? One, I don't wear panties, okay? I just say that. Two, they don't get twisted. I don't know how you could twist them. Three, I do get that feeling in my gut. And it's like I have to put that fire out, you know? And this is not an REO Speedwagon song. I don't want to keep the fire burning. I want that fire out. Folks, listen up, okay? If you've never listened to Styx, Mr. Roboto, you need to listen to that song. Because now, more than ever, it's so applicable to how our society is. Oh, now they were talking about a robot, okay? But AI and robotics are incorporated. Excuse me. I woke up this morning and I was thinking about the lyrics to Mr. Roboto. I'm like, wow. Sometimes I think I should just do a reading of the lyrics and discuss it and how it relates to prepping, how we utilize robotics and how we fear robotics. Because, like it or not, folks, the robotics is not going away. Okay? Even if there were shit hit the fan and there's no power for a couple of years, it'll come back. Robotics will come back and we'll be in the same boat that we were before. Do I think that robotics or AI will ever become sentient? I don't know. And I don't think so. That's the spark of life only from God. And we, as much as you humanists would like to think, are not gods. Well, make sure that sweetheart there doesn't turn. Okay. We are not gods, people. Well, we have God in each one of us, and really it's in our heart. No. You have a soul. You're not a god. Don't equate yourself to being a god, okay? Your life that you make was granted to you by the Creator. Cut and dry. So no, I don't think robotics will become sentient. But then again, what the hell do I know? I don't know. It reminds me of the new Battlestar Galactica that came out. Oh, I don't know. It's been 20 years now. It's not new anymore. Basically, it was when the robots would get killed, the Cylons or the human Cylons, their soul, basically their processing power, would get transferred back to their mothership into a new body. That's how they had eternal life. I don't buy into that either. So no, I don't think that robotics or AI will become sentient. Now, it can mimic human nature, but it's not by nature human. It's pretty deep, but leave a thought down below. because our brain, I'm covering what he says, our brain is vastly more powerful in ways we don't even know than any AI put together on this planet, no matter how much the technology evolves. Now, whether or not they can incorporate AI with a human brain, that's still the computing power of a human brain to augment the AI. It's not the AI. I don't think that the technology will happen where the AI would take over the human brain. It's going to be vice versa. Or eventually the technology will be where the human brain will be incorporated into a robotic body. Yeah, I could see that happening in the future. And I don't know how your senses would perceive that, because your brain was built around what your body is. So I don't know how that would happen. I have a drink here. And how the glands in your brain that regulate so that your body can process all the chemical processes for you to live occur. And I don't know. So I'm just getting a little deep on the deep end here. Deep end was Suburban Prepper. But next, so check out my new video. It's about how you can take pool water and make it a potent potable. Oh, look at this. This is going to be funny. I wonder if this person is going to put their window up. He's got a Core Mustang, but he's leaving his windows down. It's pretty vain. Need to back up a little bit. Nope. So you know what I think is arrogant? When people are walking in public, talking on a phone, like they want everybody else to hear their conversation. Like what they got to say is so important. Can't stand that. Well, I'm out. This is survival. This is resilience. This is Suburban Prepper.